We have Altergeist, of all things, stepping out into the light here, along with really just some very, very interesting regional tops for the block. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So we have JoJo ASMR's second place list here out of the Australian regional with none other than Altergeist. Yes, good old Mystic Mine. Definitely carrying things on back here to show everybody that, yeah, this deck is still a relevant power threat to the format. You know, you can only, I guess, get eradicated so many times at the course of one event. So we have one copy of Kunguri. Actually, this is an interesting addition to see because I believe, what was it, the last list we saw perform well, Kunguri was in the side deck. We have two Marionetters, triple copies of Melozeek, triple copies of Multi-Faker with one Silguidos. Silguidos has fallen so far from glory. Just play the one of now. We have triple Gamma with one driver. That's an interesting combination. Triple Demise in the land, triple copies of Mystical Mine, triple copies of Pot of Duality, triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, and you got one copy of your Secret Village of the Spellcasters. And then, of course, one good old Terraforming to get to the best of the best. Then we got one Manifestation, one Protocol, triple copies of Imperm, one Metaverse, triple Spoofing, and triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords, making things very unfun for your opponents. Starting the extract, we actually have a Sprite Elf. Yeah, weird things you can do for 200. Revive the Silguidos. We have one copy of Salim, one Relinquished Anima with one Link Karibo, one Dahark with one Artemis, one Prime Banshee, one Memory Gant, triple copies of Hextia, one Axis Code Talker, one Sprite, one copy of Downward, and one Zeus. And then we got triple Ash Blossom, triple Dimension Shifter, one Pinkertops, your triple Cosmic, one Secret Village, one Set Rotation, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up your main deck. And I will say overall, like, having hand traps sided is fine. I mean, you have your access to either of these in case something truly goes south for you at the end of the day. So that's something very important to keep in mind, all right? Next up here was I believe this was Hawaii top 4 for Hero, and I'm actually just shocked to see that Hero is even getting the chance to do well. This particular build actually puts a little bit more of an emphasis on D-Force here, so you actually get the chance to see some value management out of the other side of the Hero deck. I mean, honestly, you know, being able to deploy a Plasma that's basically just unaffected by, like, everything your opponent does ends up being pretty solidly strong. So we have one copy of Dark Angel. Yeah, handing this to the right opponent just to negate all their spell cards feels generically really good. This has definitely been like the go-to card for heroes as of late. We have one Denier, two copies of Malicious, one Plasma, one Honest Neos, one Liquid Soldier, two Shadow Mist, two copies of Stratos, triple copies of Ferris, two copies of Increase, triple copies of Vion with triple copies of A Hero Lives. We have one Called by the Grape, one D-Force, triple copies of Drag Down to the Grave. Yeah, we're getting really saucy here for the innovation. We have triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, triple Fusion Destiny, triple Mass Change with one copy Miracle Fusion, two copies of Poly, one Rhoda, triple Super Poly, and two copies of Talents here, wrapping up your main deck. I'm actually just kind of surprised to see, I guess, Drag Down to the Grave seeing play in a hero deck of all things. But I mean, being able to access your opponent's resources, see what's going on, is actually pretty important knowledge. We have one Wonder Driver, one Dread Decimator, two Cross Crusaders as per usual, one Baguski, one Mud, two Dark Laws, one Hero Blast, one Garuda, one copy of Sunrise, one Escuridao, one Absolute Zero, one Dystopia, and one DP. And then we got triple DD Crow, two copies of Lava Golem, two copies of Nibiru, the one Harpy's Feather Duster, two Dimensional Bear, two Evenly, and triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords here, wrapping up your hero experience, as I would say. And, you know, this deck's still shining. I guess it just takes pretty cool tech choices to work. Next up was Earth Machine. This actually was a very nice sigh of fresh air. Even though the ban list did do a lot of work and cleaned up, I guess, some problems before more problems arise here, this temporary small period has kind of allowed some pretty cool things to shine. You know, we do have the release of the Game Changer here in the next couple weeks. Well, you'll see some pretty cool things shift here in the meta. But, you know, for now, seeing Earthbox get the chance to shine, especially with only like 2 skill drains in here, is actually kind of impressive at the end of the day. So we have one copy of Ancient Gearbox, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 copies of the Heavy Freight Train Derricrane, 1 Anchor Drill, one Brutal Dozer, two copies of Harvester with the one Trencher, one Tunneler, then you have one Citadel with one Fortress, those ratios. You got triple Gear Frame with one Metal Cruncher, one Rune Force with one Unclassed Spare, one copy of Yield Bullet Train, triple Regulus, one Call By, two Heavy Forwards, your triple Machinery Deployment, two Disc Coliseums, two Urgent Schedules, triple Imperm with one Overdrive, and two copies of Skill Drain. Surprised he actually just didn't say screw it, put in the Skill Drain and just play for the 41. We have one Sprite Elf, one Platinum Gadget, triple copies of the best Link one for this deck. We have one Anger Knuckler, one Ballista, one Juggernaut, one Gustav with one Super Dora. We have one River Stormer, one Earth Slicer with one Gigan X, one Zeus, and one Dingrisu. Side deck here, of course, is triple Space Rock, two Cosmics, one Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, triple Dimensional Barrier, and triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords here. You guessed it, wrapping up your Earthbox experience, or, Machina, good stuff, however you want to call this deck. But, you know what? It's actually pretty good to still see this deck functioning. Alright, what else we got here? Sprite! So, here's my thoughts on Sprite right now in the format. Sprite right now definitely has undergone some evolutions. As a pure deck, it pretty much got blown out of the water. You're starting to see like your evil twin variants, your runic variants, and then you're starting to see little offshoot variants like the Tri-Brigade variant kind of start to stir back up within the community. I do think that the Tri-Brigade variant is kind of cool. You do get a couple of interesting ideas that you can mess around with here and actually, once again, find success with. And I think that that's pretty awesome at the end of the day here. So we have triple copies of Diddy Craw, triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Space Rock, triple Sprite Blue, got one Carrot, triple copies of Sprite Jet, one copy of Sprite Red, and then we got triple copies of Fractal, two copies of Karis, triple copies of Kit, triple copies of Nerval, two copies of Tenki, triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, one Smashers, triple Sprite Starter, triple Imperm, and one Revolt. Yeah, imagine trying to play the Link 5 in here. We only played one Tri-Brigade or Bell Trap in the entire deck. Extra deck down here is two Shirag, one Frigette, one Bear Broom, two copies of Sprite Elf, one copy of Pit Knight, one Unicorn with one IP, one copy of Harvest Gengar, of course, one Apo, one Double Dragon Lords, one Access Machine, and two copies of Big Gigantic Sprite here. Side deck here we got two Drolling Lockbirds, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Twin Twister, triple Anti-Spell, and triple copies of Dimensional Barrier here, wrapping up your main deck. The biggest thing with this, though, that you'll have to go through is just your basic Tri-Brigade combo will basically just be you stepping through, Bear Broom, setting up the Revolt play for your opponent's turn in the form of an interruption. Don't try to get too crazy with it. I know some people like, no, you gotta do... You don't have to go down all the Link 4s turn 1. Alright, and then last we have for you guys is Rika Sun Avalon. It's actually kind of nice to still see that this deck being a little bit better than I kind of had initially given it hope for. I did think that, I still think that this deck did pretty much fall off at the end of last format. It was definitely going to sleep. And to see that this deck was stirring yet again within the format, I think it's a very nice reassurance that things are still going good here. So we have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joyous Spring, two copies of Lone Fire Blossom, two copies of Mudan, two copies of Primula. We have triple copies of Gamma with triple copies of Rika Petal, triple copies of Rika Princess with one Snowdrop. We have one copy of Sunseed Twin, one copy of Driver with two copies of Loki. Finally, you don't have to play three Lokis. Been seeing this for a little while. We have one Called by the Grave, triple Dark Ruler, one for one, triple Rika Glamour, triple Con. We have one Sunvine Sowing, one Unexpected Die, triple Imperm, and one Rika Sheet. Extra deck, we have the one Dance Pione, two copies of Sunvine Healer, one Malias, we have triple Dryas, one copy of Begalancer, one Jasmine, one Teardrop, one Hyperton, two Sterenas, one Alcé, and one Big Ol' Mega. Side deck here we have triple copies of Diddy Crow, two Cosmic, one Harvey Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, triple Dimensional Bear, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your chunk of pretty cool deck profiles out of this block. So what do you guys think about all of these cool decks? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and well, I look forward to seeing what other good, interesting stuff we'll be topping here in the near future. Peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you. ya!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.